Okay.
Good afternoon, all of you. We are back with another topic today. Today, we are going to start with one of the most interesting and important topics from the writing section. It is a new topic for you. You have not done it before. You are going to do it for the first time. This is very important also, and it can be very useful for you people when you pass out your uh, graduation, your post graduation, then you may need this type of application. The topic of today's discussion is job application. As the very name indicates, what is a job application? Any application you write to an employer to apply for some job, to apply for some employment, that is called a job application. Children, this is also a formal letter only, formal means of communication. In your syllabus of plus 2 class, we have three types of letters. One is formal letter, that is letter to the editor. Then we have application to the principal. And the third type of letter is job application. Today we are going to cover this topic. As I have already told you, an job application is an application for employment in which we mention the required information that can be relevant for an employer in order to determine the best candidate for any job. There are, suppose there is a vacancy in a school, the principal appoints to wishes to appoint a new employee for that vacant post. He will ask for the resume. It is also called resume. It is also called biodata. You can also call it curriculum vitae. Children, biodata. It is also called CV. CV means curriculum vitae, or it is also called resume. One and the same thing. Children, this word is a noun here, right? Resume is a piece of document in which all the details related to your education, personal details, your job objectives are given. So this is resume. The pronunciation of this word is resume, not resume. Resume is a verb. When we start something again, when we start the work again, that is called resume. But here it is not resume, it is resume. It's a noun. Uh, so job application is an application for employment in which we mention the required information that can be relevant for an employer in order to determine the best candidate for any job. Children, the person who is the owner, or who is supposed to do the recruitment, who is supposed to give the employment to a person, that is called employer. Employer, employer. And the person who is employing, the person who is uh, applying for the job, that is called an employee. Employee and employer. Candidate, he is called candidate. When he gets the job, he will become employee. The person under which that employee is working is called employer. So two people are there: employer, the boss; employee, the worker. Similarly, the interviewer, who is taking the interview, and the interviewee, who is giving the interview. So these are the four terms associated with job application: interviewer, interviewee, employer, and employee. I hope the definition of job application is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
In
Yes,
job
sir.
application, in
Yes,
job
sir.
application, we'll write a small letter to the employer, plus we'll give our information. We'll give the information related to our education, our job objectives, our personal details will be there. That will be then it will be easy for the employer to see who is eligible for the post, and then only those candidates will be called for the interview or for the job who are deserving. Let's see let's see the format of job application now. I hope the definition of job application is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Children will do the format of job application. Then we will do one sample job application also, so that you can get some idea how to attempt this question. You will have a choice. You will have a choice in the exams. One will be the letter to editor, one will be the application, and the third one will be job application. Out of these three, two will be there in the exams. You will be required to do any one. Mostly people do job application only because it's very scoring. I will give you some format. That format will be applicable everywhere. You have to just learn it. You can learn it, and this question will definitely be there in the exams. Write down the format of job application. See the format. Format means structure. How to write job application. To write a job application is also a very interesting thing. If you are able to write a good job application, you will have a good impression on the employer before you get the interview. First of all, you will write address. Write the address of the sender. The person who is sending the letter will be the first one. In address, you will write your house number, street or lane number. Then second is locality, third is locality, fourth is city, then fifth is pin code. Pin code is optional. If you want to write, it's okay. If you don't want to write, then also it's okay. This is the first step. Write your own address, complete address, your house number, lane number, locality, city with pin code. Then you will write date. Date on which date will you write? Date on which you are writing the job application. Date on which the letter is written. This is also on the left hand side. Shweta, how many children have joined the class?
Sir, 46.
I don't know what is the problem with the children.
Sir, yesterday it was 87.
Out of 47 children, only 47 children have joined. That's really not good on their part. Next is name or designation. Then you will write the name or designation of the receiver. Who is the receiver? Employer. This is also on left hand side. Here you will write down the address of the receiver, address of, you will also write address of the receiver, including name of the institute, or organization, with city. Children, we will apply all these steps when we do the sample job application. I hope the first three steps are clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First,
Yes,
you will write your own address,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
then the address of the receiver. Let's see the fourth step. Children, this topic will take 2 lectures. Maybe more than that. I'll try to finish in 2 lectures only. Shweta, have I shared the PDF of this with you?
Sir, you have previously before exams.
I'll share it again.
Okay, sir.
I'll share it again. When you upload the video, you will send the link to me. When
Okay.
you send the link to me, please remind me that I have to send the PDF of this topic also.
Okay, sir.
I'll send the video as well as the PDF of this topic.
Okay, sir.
The fourth step. This is third one. Fourth is you will write subject. You will write the subject or heading, call it subject or heading, or the title. Or the title. It is on left side. It is also on left side. What will you write in subject? Central idea, central theme, or idea should be indicated. Shweta, I hope my handwriting is clear.
It's very beautiful, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Precisely. This is the fourth subject. Why we write the subject in every formal letter? So that the person, I mean the employer or the person who is reading the letter comes to know what is it all about. From
Yes.
the subject only we come to know. Then the letter can be forwarded to the concerned authority. Suppose you are writing the application, job application, you will write the title like this: application for the post of clerk in a school. Immediately a person will come to know that this is a job application. If you're writing a letter to the editor, subject is problem of loudspeakers in the locality. Immediately a person will come to know that this is related to this authority. This is the importance of subject. Like in newspaper headlines, from the headline only we come to know what is going to be the content of the detailed news. Similarly, from the heading we come to know what is there in the application or in the letter. Next, salutation. Then we write the salutation. In salutation, it is also on left hand side. In salutation we write respected sir or madam, or you can write dear sir or madam, whatever suits you, you can write. This is the fifth step. Then the sixth is the content or body of the letter. Here you will write what will be written here. Only one paragraph should be there. In one paragraph you will tell what you are going to do. One paragraph. Main subject should be there. Main subject matter should be clear. Main subject, it should be clear and comprehensive. Comprehensive means to the point. The details should be to the point. This is the sixth point. Then seventh point, closing remark. Children, if you look at this format is like formal letter only. We have done it. I have shared the PDF of formal letter with you. We'll do it in the class also. We'll do it in the online class also. After we finish the job application, we'll do the one formal letter. So then closing remark is there. It is also on left side. Yours respectfully, yours respectively, or yours truly, or yours faithfully. Whatever you want to write, you can write. This is the seventh step. Let's see the eighth one. This is a new duster, but still it's creating some problem at times. eighth step, after the closing remark, signature. Signature of the sender or the writer, the person who is writing the job application. It is always in running hand. Children, signature is always in running hand. Don't write in capital letters. We never do signatures in capital letters. Ninth. In ninth, you will write name of the sender or writer. Sometimes the name of the sender is not clear from the signature. People use the initial letters only in signature. So it's important to write the name also after that. So it will be in capital letters. Capital letters on left side. After that, children, with this, a person will come to know that you are going to apply for some post. Then you have to provide some information about yourself. That information will be in the form of a resume. So then you will write the next point. Next point, you will write in capital letters resume or biodata. Or you can also write curriculum vitae. But children, when you are writing this thing, write only one. Whether you write a resume, whether you write biodata, or whether you write curriculum vitae, don't write all these three things, only one thing. How to write this resume? First of all, you will write name. Everything should be capital letter. Name. On this side, write your name. This thing is new for you. This biodata is new for you. Please do this thing carefully.
Okay.
On left side also, all the words should be in same, one line. On right side also, it should be in one line, so that it looks beautiful. Now the second point is, first of all, you write the name, then write father's name, mother's name, then date of birth, all in capital letters, so that it looks nice. These days we don't write these things, we type all these things. We write an application and attach the biodata with that application, so that the examiner comes to, the employer comes to know what are your qualifications, what are your skills, what are your objectives. Then you will write gender, then category, religion. If you want to add some columns, you blood group. This is your basic information. Marital status, whether you are married or unmarried. Marital status. After this, email, then your contact number. This is very important, contact number, and your address. Children, all these things must be in one line. This is the format. resume has 2-3 parts. The first part is over. In first part, we give the personal information. In the next part, we'll give the educational information. I hope this thing is clear to you.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
children,
Yes, sir.
on
Yes, sir.
on the left hand side, everything should be in one line, and here also it should be in one line. Now let's continue with the second part of the resume, second part of the biodata. If you want to add some more details to you, to yourself, you can add. Now educational, next heading will be educational. Next part of this educational qualification. First is your personal details. Next is your children. I forgot to write personal details. When we start the biodata, the first part will be the personal detail. Then the second part will be educational qualification. How will you show your educational qualification? You will make a table. You will make a table, and you will make some columns. First column will be examination passed. Examination passed. This is your first column. Then next column, year of passing. Year of passing. Then next column, board or university. Board or from which university you have done something. This is third column. Roll number. This is next column. Then marks obtained. Marks obtained. Maximum marks. Maximum marks. Percentage. Then now last column will be the result. What was the result? So these are the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 columns are sufficient to give you give the information about your education qualification. First of all, you will give the information about metric. What is the year of passing of metric class? What was the board or university? What was your roll number? How many marks you got? What was the maximum score? And what was the percentage and what was the result? Result, of course, will be pass. If you have got any position in the board or in the university, then you will write there about your position. And then 10 plus 2, second column will be 10 plus 2. Then third, let's suppose you have done BSc, non-medical, graduation, then MSc, non-medical, then B.Ed, MPhil. I'm just giving you the rough idea, children. You are not supposed to write all these things. I'm just giving you the rough idea, right? If you have done BCom or if you have done BA or any other qualification is there with you, you will write that qualification only. So you will then you close, make the box.
Excuse me, sir. Only
Yes.
7 minutes are left.
Okay, don't worry. So children, this is the format. I hope this format is clear to you. In these columns, you will fill your details, your roll number, your board, your marks, maximum marks, percentage, and result. This is the second part. First part is personal details. Second part is educational qualification. Now third part. Every good resume or a good curriculum vitae or a good biodata will have three things. A good resume must have three things. First is the personal details. Second, educational qualification. And third thing is your work experience. How much experience you have. If you don't have any experience, then of course you will not include that column. If you have got some experience of work, then you will add that column. So the third column will be of work experience. The third column will be of work experience. Children, this is all from my side. This is the format of job application. I hope the format is clear to everyone.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
First of all, you will write the address of the sender, then the date, then address of the receiver, then you will write the subject, then you will write the salutation, then content, then closing remark, then your signatures, then your name. Afterwards, you will give the biodata, right? In biodata, you will have personal details, then educational qualification, then your work experience. This will make a complete job application. See, in this application, we have write an application to the employer, plus we have given the details of our educational qualification, our personal details, and the details of the work experience to the employer. Now it is on the employer whether he or she wants to recruit you for the job or not, right? Whether the employer wants to give you employment for the above mentioned job or not. It depends on the employer. The employer can have various ways to shortlist the candidate, or various ways to recruit a person, right? An employer can have an interview after they shortlist the candidates on the basis of the educational qualification and personal details and work experience. They can make a short list of shortlisted candidates. Then they can call the employees for the interview, or they can have a written test. They can have written test plus interview, or only interview, or a person can get a job on the basis of uh, education only, educational qualification only. So there can be different methods for recruitment. I tell you, when we were recruited, we had a written test. After the written test, the marks of different classes, I mean, the marks scored in graduation, post graduation, and B.Ed, these marks were added. After that, we had uh, what you say, teaching of the children was there. Then interview was after that. At the end, the final list was made. Now the things are changed. Now we have only entrance test. On the basis of entrance test only, we get the job. But when I was recruited, the scenario was different. So the scenario can be different related to different posts. Sometimes no test is taken, no interview is done. Only the job is provided to a candidate on the basis of the marks scored in the previous classes. I mean the required classes. Many years ago, the government jobs were given on the basis of the marks only. Now the things are changed. Now we have so many entrance tests. So much eligibility criteria is there. After that only you are able to get a job. Whether it is private or whether it is a government job, the criteria can be different. Children, I hope the format of job application is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Today
sir.
we have the definition of job application plus the format of the job application. In the next lecture, we will do one sample job application. my request to you people is you learn that job application, right? Because those job application will be same. Only the nature of post will be different. Sometimes the examiner can ask you write a letter to the principal of the school and apply for the post of an English teacher, or apply for the post of a clerk, or you can apply for the post of an accountant. It can be a job application in some institute, in some organization, in some industry also. Whatever you do, the format will remain the same in every application, whether you are writing an application to the principal, whether you are writing the application to the chairman of company, or the manager of any company, manager of any bank, the content will remain the same. Only one thing will be different, the title will be different, right? Post of a clerk in a school, post of a clerk in an industry, post of a clerk in a bank. Only this much, this line will be different. Rest everything will almost be same. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, children, this is
Yes,
the end
sir.
of the class. We have discussed the definition and format of job application. In the next class, we'll have the sample job application. Thank you very much. This is the end of the class.